What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Too Hot to Handle podcast. You got myself, Junaid.
You got myself, Faris.
And today we've got another special guest for you. We got Mr. SaqTheBroker.
How you all doing? How's everything?
We're good, man.
Good.
Good. Alhamdulillah, good. Jet lagged?
From what?
Mate, I've seen that little promo that you've dropped. You know, alhamdulillah. Fair play to you boys. Thank you for calling me out, boys, and bringing me out
appreciate
today.
you being
Man.
here.
Alhamdulillah, so good, man.
Also, we're here today at the Stack Shack on Ladypool Road. So I just want to give them a shout out because they invited us down.
They invited us down.
Yeah, so
Thank you very much, Stack Shack, for inviting us down.
Thank you
Much
so much, boys.
appreciated.
Very nice.
And these mojitos, can I say, by the way, they are bang.
You've certified them already, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were meant to wait till the camera started rolling, but
Too nice, what can we say?
they were
Too nice.
it's calling me. So they're banging. So yeah, shout out to
Obviously,
boys,
shout out Stack Shack. And obviously, we got a guest, SaqTheBroker.
How you boys doing? How's everything? Thank you for inviting me down first, boys. I know you're busy. Alhamdulillah, you're doing stuff. Yeah,
not that busy.
We're not that busy.
We've always got time for you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'll put it out there. So me and Saq, we're cousins, we're related.
What, really?
Yeah.
You two are related?
Yeah, can you tell?
He's a good looking one. He's a good looking one.
Know that. Yeah. So me and Saq are first cousins. Our dads are brothers. So yeah, always got time for you.
I've known him since he's this big.
Yeah.
He's literally this big.
Oh, that means you must have some interesting stories about him.
He's a good. Junaid's always been a good lad. I mean,
No, we're not here for me. We're here for him. So
yeah, that's true.
just for those who don't know you, just introduce yourself and just tell them a bit about yourself. What you do.
So I'm SaqTheBroker. That's what's going on now,
Okay.
boys. So that's just a kind of a little hook, you call it, or something. I'm a bit old. Just remember that as well.
Nah, you look young. Come on, man. You look
At that white beard, but so I'm a mortgage advisor. So a
Okay.
mortgage broker.
Yeah.
So all that means is, you can go to your normal high street lenders,
Yeah.
get a mortgage in place. But what I tend to do is we broke. So we've got 85 lenders, loads of products.
Okay.
So, if you've got anything that's a bit out of the ordinary or something that the main thing for us is
Yeah.
we do the running around for you.
Okay.
So what we do is we go through the 85 lenders, see who the best lender is.
Yeah.
You might want max lending, best interest rates, but we take all the legwork out for you.
Okay.
I've been doing this for a long time now. A bit too long now, I'm joking. I think I've been mortgages I've been doing for about 10 years plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before that, just to go into it, like if you just want a little bit of background,
Yeah.
I've been in finance for, I'd say about 20 years.
20 years.
So literally I come out of university
Uh-huh.
and gone straight into this. So literally what we do is there's a few of us. Alhamdulillah, I've just opened up my own branch.
Okay.
Great Bar.
And where's that?
Great Bar. So just opposite as the Chrysler there. Opened my own branch up after 8 years. Still working alongside the previous branch.
Yeah.
But Mortgage Advice Bureau.
Okay.
So anyone that can help out, they come down, see me there, and kind of do all the stuff there for them. So just new beginnings. You lot have given me the opportunity to kind of get a little bit of exposure. Alhamdulillah.
Saxon of the experience.
Yeah. 10 years in the game. That's a long time.
But Junaid, that's 10 years in just mortgages.
Yeah.
Like,
Your whole life, really. Your whole adult life.
yeah, because
In finance.
it's crazy. Like it's crazy how we work though, because I started off I went to university, I done one of them bogus degrees, boys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Done hospitality leisure management.
What is that? What is that?
Bro, it's just how to speak to people. I'll be honest with yourself. That's maybe what I've got to where I have. But I done it for 4 years, passed it.
Yeah.
Come out of there, went into work. I was like, I'm gonna get paid 18 grand for working like this many hours.
Oh, yeah.
Can't be doing this. So then, done it for a bit, and then luckily I had someone that knew someone.
Okay.
Was able to get into just working in branches. I used to work in the West Bridge Building Society. Worked there for about 3-4 years. Then from there went to NatWest. Done that for another 3-4 years, collections. Then I went to recoveries. So collection and recoveries is when you don't pay your bills.
Okay.
I was the man phoning you up.
Oh, so you're a debt collector?
I used to be.
Used to be a
You
debt
couldn't call it that there. We was helping people, man. I used to try to help people as I was supposed to be like, Faris, I'm just calling you up today. You've got like missed payments. Is there anything we can do to help you?
Okay.
What? Imagine someone like that phoning you. All I used to get was, oh, piss in the wind. It's your lot's fault we're in this position. I ain't paying you nothing.
You're just trying to be a good guy.
Well, the worst thing was, I used to try to help you by saying, look, just make a small payment. You don't have to come, go take it to the next level. Let's see what we can do. But it's a hard position to be in, because when you're in debt, people put their head into the ground and they don't want to speak about it. And then from there, alhamdulillah, I got an option to train to be a mortgage advisor. NatWest paid for it.
Okay.
You know, I mean, done the course, got past the CMAP. Then worked for NatWest for about 3-4 years. Then alhamdulillah, I got like everything's with the grace of God. So then I got one of my friends. He said, I've got a mate of mine. He does mortgages as a broker. Go speak to him. Alhamdulillah, he put me into it.
Okay.
For the first 2 years, you know, you're fresh into this game. I don't know about you boys, like you know about it, but you're fresh into the game. You don't know no one. I message everyone in your phone book. You know, anyone needs a mortgage, holler me. No one. Got my mate. He had been in the game for 15 years already. So he said to me, look, Zach, anything I've got overflow, you take it. And alhamdulillah, after that, 8 years later, people refer people. And now I'm at a point where, alhamdulillah, it's the best job I've ever been in.
The best job. Hence why the LV pouch over there, yeah?
Yes.
Successful.
Thank you so much. This was actually a gift I got for when I got my first branch.
Is it?
Really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
so someone said to me that I always wanted one. I flexed the little Emporio Marnie one for a bit. Yeah, it's like a budget one, £200-300. But I always looked at these, and one of my friends said to me, you know what? She said, you're getting your own place. You're too tight to bite yourself. So she bought it for me. So alhamdulillah, it's all right, man. Can't complain. Well, apart from the new China thing, boys, it's probably the same person. I should have bought a fake one. It would have been exactly the same thing. But
good
yeah,
though.
it's all right. It's just,
MashaAllah. Clean?
I've got 2 phones, my wallet, keys, so I actually do use them, boys.
Yeah.
There is stuff in here.
There is
Comes
stuff
in handy. You know what I mean, I ain't got as much money as the bank's probably worth in there, but I've got things in there.
Is that 2 phones, one for
One for
clients?
work, one for personal.
Okay, so.
Have to. So yeah, I just got 2 phones just for the reason of I need to switch it off at times. Like I got people that phone me at from 9 o'clock in the morning or even earlier, and sometimes the phone rings at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't get me wrong, if you two were to phone me, I don't mind, but my
Yeah.
personal number, sometimes I just need to, you know, keep that there going for
Yeah.
family and stuff. Of course. My work number, sometimes I just, like weekends, I'll be honest with you, boys, I don't touch it. Because I'm not going to lie, the buddy's the boss. You know what I mean? I can't be doing 11 to 11 every day and then weekends as well. So I just kind of lock it off. But I'll keep
You know
it-
what they're saying? It happy wives, happy lives, isn't it?
Need some time for family.
Yeah, you have to.
We got 2 kids as well, so.
The same as you two boys, and so obviously with you, both paramedics, and you're doing this now.
Yeah. It does get tiring a bit.
Yeah, it is long,
and
it
it's
is
going
long.
to be- but you got to do what you got to do. And
I'll take my hat off to anyone that works in your line of work, man. You don't get paid nowhere near enough for the things that you do.
Say that again. Do you want to chat to someone? First?
Oh, if there's anyone out there, anyone higher up, pay these lot more. No, like I've got a few friends as well that do it, and I know you two boys do it. You know, it's long hours and stuff. The stuff that you lot must see. It's horrible. I can't even imagine, man.
The way that we get over it is dark humor.
Dark.
Yeah, we got some.
Really?
We got some dark.
I guess so. You have to have that kind of mentality.
Mentality, yeah.
We keep it mellow, like on the podcast, but
Okay.
you don't even
dark.
Yeah, you don't want to talk to us.
No, but not say I'll always take my hat off to people like you in your position because you're helping people.
Yeah.
You must have some stories as well, boys.
Same with you.
Yeah.
Being a mortgage broker, you must have some stories.
Yeah, let's focus on you and your stories.
You know what it is? I always think of it as it's my own thing. Anytime someone comes sees me, I think of it as I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah.
The only difference is, let's not talk numbers, because don't. But let's say that,
The tax man's listening.
exactly. When people see though, but
We'll block him.
I can still do quite a lot of for me, I'll probably do 10 mortgages a week,
Yeah.
more than that. So I'm dealing with it on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
So for me, it's the norm. But imagine that, you got a yard, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you're okay. First, you got one.
Yeah.
So you both got yours. So you know how difficult the first process is. It's daunting.
Yeah.
What do I do here? What do I do here? Solicitors now asking this, that.
Person.
For me, I deal with it day-to-day basis. So I try to take that pressure off people.
Yeah.
But that's the main thing for me. Just like when people, I'm getting to that point now where I'm starting to do it social media myself.
Yeah.
So
see you.
I try to get people send me pictures of the keys and stuff like that. But that's the bit I like.
Yeah.
People that come to me saying, Zach, you know what? We never thought we were gonna get our own house. But from the UBM.
So, in order for them to get the keys, what is it that they need to get a mortgage, a decent mortgage at least?
So you know what? The banks are trying to help people now. So at the moment, my phone's non-stop blinging about this April mortgages, 0% deposits,
Okay.
6 times the income multiplier, get us a house hack. So, but what you need to do is we need to have an overall profile of a person. So we have to make sure that we know what your income's like, what your outgoings are like, what your conduct's like, So it's not always about the credit score, so the number that you're on your credit score.
Okay.
If you've got like missed payments, defaults, CCJs, all of these things affect your credit
Yeah.
file.
Okay.
So you could have a credit file of 900, but you got CCJ in the last 3 months.
Okay.
That's difficult for me to place. High street lenders probably won't look at that. Or you've got a credit card, you made a missed payment on there in the last 6 months. Think about it technically. I know we all have like money mismanaged. You haven't transferred into that account or something's happened.
yeah.
But from a bank's perspective, they're saying, wait there, Saq's come to me.
Yeah.
He wants a mortgage for 300 grand,
Okay.
but he can't maintain a £15 mobile phone bill.
Okay. Yeah.
Why should we do it for?
Yeah.
It's in the last 6 months.
Okay.
And we have to make sure, because we're FCA regulated, we have to make sure it's the right thing for the person. We're not going to just go out and say, oh, the bad practice of back in the days, you can just walk in and get a mortgage. We have to make sure it's the right thing for you now and for the future. You know, I've had people, boys, that we want this property, and then after they realise, yo, we can't afford to pay that kind of mortgage.
Okay.
It's not cheap at the moment. But the main things that we need is like, you got a set of income.
Yeah.
You got your bank statements is all in order. One thing we hate, boys, and this is going out to the Asian people, is committees.
Committees.
Brother, don't worry. Deposits. Brother, don't worry. I've got it. I've got my uncle and my cha-cha and my...
So just for the people who are not up there,
Oh, sorry. Yes.
what is a committee?
The committee is a community trust fund.
Yeah.
So, us three, as an example, we set up a community trust fund.
Yeah.
So what I do is I transfer, me and Janae's tariff face, £100 a month.
Yeah.
After 3 months, you pay me £300 back, and then you pay Janae and you keep 300. Just a savings pot.
Yeah.
But what tends to happen in this line is I go to the bank, get my money out, give it to you. You put it, or you keep it as cash.
Yeah.
Then you distribute back out and then you put it back in. From a bank's perspective, that's classified as layering. So they always use extreme example, please.
Okay.
So they're saying, has the guy gone away, bought drugs,
Yeah.
bought guns, sold the guns, then put the money back into their account. We can't. So it's becoming a digital society.
Yeah.
Is it
If
like
there's no
where?
trail-
Is it because then you can't verify where the money's actually come from? Yeah.
And it's not just us. So we're the first point. So we check like, oh, have you got? Let me look at your bank statements. Let me look at the follow. But when you get to solicitors, they have to also do anti-money laundering checks. They have to do source of wealth checks. That's a new thing that's come out, boys. So back in the day, there's going to be as an example, you show you're earning a lot more. But let's say if you're earning 15 grand a year, and then I said to you, how much deposit you got?
Yeah.
I've got 100 bags, boys. Sacked, 100 bags. Back in the day, as long as you could show a trail for 3 to 6 months, it was fine.
Yeah.
Now your solicitor's going to say to you,
Yeah.
well, a person on 15 grand a year, how have you been able to stack
Yeah.
100 bags?
100 bags. Yeah.
Source of wealth.
Yes.
Then you get stuck. Now, with us, we're brokers, just to put it out there, we charge for our services. But the last thing I'd want to do is charge you for the service, not look at your deposits. And then after you get all of the solicitors, the last minute before you get your keys, oh, sorry, Junaid, we can't do your mortgage. We can't tell where your money's come from. I've charged you, I've done my job.
Yeah.
But you're now not getting the house. So I like to make sure right from the starting to the end, everything's in order, everything's in place, giving the best advice, and you take it forward from there. That's my main thing, boys, just helping people out. So inshallah, when you need something, come see me. So, anytime, I
We
thought.
got a house already. I'm good.
Yeah, if you're
Looking for
invest
another one.
or something like that, let me know. I'm there.
Yeah. What else do you do beyond like mortgages? Just
Yo, this.
yeah. This is
So, shout out again. This is so nice.
This is so nice.
I'm telling you, shout out, Spectra. And
I'm trying not to finish it too quick.
I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying that. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So we look at loads of different things. So we help. We just talked about it before. Right to buys. We do normal residential purchases. You want to move houses. You want to rent your existing property out, buy a new property to live in. We can help with that. Investments. So buy to lets.
Okay.
New thing at the moment. Well, not new thing, but a lot of people are getting into now is limited company purchases.
Okay.
So you don't want to buy in your personal name. You're already a homeowner. You want to start buying investment properties in limited companies. For tax purposes, I think this is what they do it for.
Yeah.
I can't comment on that because I'm not accountant, but that's what also we do.
Yeah.
We also do have companies within our companies. Alhamdulillah, there's about 12 of us as brokers in our little, just what I call my immediate team. It's 12 of us. But we also do like commercial. If you need to get commercial mortgages, we can get that in place. Bridging finance. So I'm going to be honest, I don't do it personally myself. We pass it on to another person.
Okay.
But we can cover an array of everything that you need.
Yeah. So talk to me more about, first-time buyers.
Yep.
I like stamp duty and that if they want to buy like a second home and everything.
So that's the thing. So first time buyers, you still got the stamp duty exemption. So you still got a little bit that you can buy a house up to. Don't quote me on the figures. We don't advise on the stamp duty side of it per se because it is a solicitor's thing to do. But first time buyers, you can buy your first house, stamp duty will not less. Now, unfortunately, as we all know in the UK, the government want to make money.
Yes.
So what they're trying to do is slow down people from buying multiple properties. If you own a property already, you want to buy another property, stamp duty may be applicable at a higher rate. So that's just the king's drinking money.
Okay.
So that's the money that goes to HMRC for you to buy another property. So for first time buyers, it's still good, but for investors, you have to take that into consideration now.
The stamp duty and
stamp duty, solicitor costs. If you're buying a limited company, the rates tend to be higher.
And is the stamp duty depending on the
purchase price?
Purchase price of it, yeah.
So
land in the house.
it's staircases.
Yeah, okay.
So stamp duty goes up depending on how much you're buying the house for.
Okay.
And then, but there's different circumstances. Again, this is where you come to me. So let's say as an example, if you're buying in a personal name, there's something we call a concessional purchase.
Okay.
Where you can sell to a family member. Now, then stamp duty is only applicable on the consideration amount. If you're getting gifted a property or you're getting, there's loads of different things, boys. That's just getting technical into it. But there are ways of your stamp duty may not be applicable; it will be less. But that's why you come to me. I can give you the initial indication towards that, and then we work alongside different solicitors.
Okay.
So we've got a team behind us that do. We can pretty much from the start of your journey all the way to your end.
So you basically do the hard work.
Yeah. So what I say is, you come to see me first.
Yeah.
We sit down, hour slot. I'm not about like I need to get more business in and I need to make more money. My main thing is for me is like saying to people, come see me, let's have a little chat. Let's look at what you need to do to get you to a position to get to where you want to be.
Okay.
So sometimes I'm not like to boys. I've had people that I've probably spoke to for 2 years. We haven't got in my house. Like for 2 years, we've been setting everything up in a sense that, you self-employed people. What have you shown in your first year? What are you going to show in your second year? How much are you looking to buy? Or some people have adverse credit history, bad credit history.
Yeah.
If you do it now, you're going to get a rate of this.
Okay.
If you do it in 6 months, you're going to get a rate of this.
Okay.
So it's just about me educating people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not about, but the worst thing and a pet peeve I hate, boys, is I get a phone call. Zach, house has been bought, offers have been accepted. It's been accepted already. I need you to start the work. Have you seen me? Who is this? No, house, I've been recommended. Offers been accepted. I need the work done today. Now, everyone's busy in their own ways. Alhamdulillah, at the moment, I need you to book an appointment. And my appointments at the moment are probably like a week in advance, week and a half. You're not ready, then they come to me, what income are you on? I'm on about £5,000 a year. How much you buy a house for? Oh, the offer's been accepted for $500,000. Doesn't work. What do you want me to do? I can't magic it. I don't do nothing dodgy, nothing like that. If it can't be done, it can't be done.
Yeah.
But if you come to see me 3-4 months before, I would have told you, this is your income, this is your budget, here's your agreement in principle, this is what we can buy up to.
Okay.
That's what I want people to do.
Yeah.
Can I come to me, see me?
Be organised a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, organised.
Make sure everything. Like, I used to laugh and joke. I'm bad for it as well. Let's say, for example, my brother when he was around, he used to send me money sometimes. He used to put like dodgy stuff on, as the reference.
Yeah, the reference.
Dodgy. And that sometimes can bring, like, even when the banks ask you for how you use your stuff is 3 months pay if you're employed.
Yeah.
ID, 3 months pay slips, 3 months bank statements, and your credit file, proof of deposit as well. But then if I start looking at your references, let's not go into rude bits. I know you're dark, but let's not get into rude bits. Let's say you start saying people that love you, stuff like this, and then I'm trying to tell them, you're saying to me you're single, or you got wifey, or and you're saying to me you're single, but then you got this payment going out. Who's that?
Yeah.
Or rent.
Yeah.
You're saying you're living at home, but it says rent here, bro. What's this? These things.
Me and Faris do that. If you read the references.
Sometimes when I transfer money to Junaid, and I'll put as a reference escort service.
My brother used to put, he used to write sexual toys. That's what he used to write, and there's sexual toys. But those are the kind of things that we kind of look at, boys.
Yeah, of
Just
course.
make sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same as like what you must do in your like you have to assess everything first
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
before you make that decision. You know what I mean?
Whole assessment.
Whole assessment.
before we make our final decision.
Exactly. And
Same in everything.
It's the same as everything. If you plan it, you check it, then you know what you're working with.
That's it. Yeah, it's like, for example, when we go out to a patient, we have to think worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to
Work our way
all
down.
the way down.
So you rule out
Yeah.
what you
There's
think
like,
could
it's
be
like
the
that
worst
triaging.
thing
Yeah,
going
it's
on.
triaging. Yeah, that's all it is.
And it's the same as me. It's like I tell people it's like a funnel.
Yeah.
So we've got, let's say, 85 plus banks.
Yeah.
But you say to me, "Zach, I'm a first time buyer." Okay. That might knock out a few people.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got 5% deposit. That knocks out a few people. Oh, I want to buy an apartment.
Yeah.
Knocks out a few people. It's filtering you down.
Yeah.
But then my job is, with my expertise I've been doing for how long?
Yes.
You come see me in an hour slot. Within a few days, I'll have you an answer of who you're going to go with and why it's the best.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And do you feel like it's getting hard for first-time buyers to get a house? Obviously, with the cost of living, house prices are going up.
They hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
The house prices, boys. Now look around Birmingham now. Anything 3-bedroom, 180, 200k.
The market's mad at the moment.
Yeah.
Banks normally give you 4.2 times income multiplier. So you have to be on big income to be able to afford that mortgage.
That's it. Yeah.
But what you're seeing now is we've got lenders that do like something like a joint borrower, sole proprietor. You can have guarantor mortgages. You can have family members that are willing to put some kind of collateral up to say that we'll help our children get onto the property ladder. You've got lenders that are saying 6 times income multiplier. All of these things. But again, you have to remember that a lot of these things are like, how can I say that? They're there to capture the news.
Yes.
That, like I said, in the last month or so, when that new 0% things come out,
Yeah.
everyone's jumped on it. But you don't know the nitty-gritty behind it. That's why you come to see someone like me. I help you. I look at the, what the criteria is. Do you meet that criteria? Can you afford it?
Yeah.
That's the main thing, boys. Is like you can buy whatever you want, but can you afford it?
Can you afford it? Yeah.
Is gonna. There's some people out there that, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, what does a normal person earn these days? What, net £1,500, £1,600?
Yeah.
Let's say 108k mortgage, you're probably looking at paying to £1,000. That's taking up a majority of your income.
That's mad, and that's the issue.
Then you got your council tax.
Uh-huh.
Then you got your gas, electric, water, miscellaneous things. So sometimes that's why when you come speak to someone like me and I'll go through your budget planner,
Yeah.
I say, actually, you know what? You only left with this much disposable income.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the right thing for you? Or do you have a sibling?
And it's this thing like, obviously, obviously the pay.
Yep.
It's £1,500-1,600 a month. And then when you get a pay rise, the cost of living goes up too.
Exactly.
So
That's the issue. It never really balances back out.
how do you win?
That's it. And then
So
the
do
more you
you-
start earning, the more you start increasing your living.
Your cost of living goes up.
Everyone, we all try to say, no, we're going to stay the same. We're a millionaire, we're
You
going to stay the
do,
same.
you do. The more you make, the more
And it's just little things, you know what I mean?
lavish you start
Yeah.
living.
And it starts off like, we got Asda. Yeah. I still remember, I'll be honest with you, I don't mind talking, I'll tell this to everyone. I remember the days where you used to go to Asda, it's like, can I buy as many nappies as I want? Or can I buy as much food as I want?
Yeah.
Because you had to be able to budget. But then now you get to a position when I shook them that you get to a better position and now you're like,
I'll miss Netto.
yeah, then big save.
Oh, yeah.
Big save.
Big
Netto.
You know, back in the day, Netto. When I used to be in school, like, people used to cuss Netto out, people used to bully people.
They used to go to Netto.
That's the thing, But you know what it is, though?
Everywhere.
Okay, what it is, you obviously got Netto now, yeah. I know, look, you got Aldi, you got Lidl. People are shopping at Aldi and Lidl now. But
I like
that
that.
was
Good
exactly
thing.
the same thing.
It's a good thing now.
I'm not gonna get bullied. I'll shop at Aldi.
You know, I do.
I like it.
But you know Netto, I used to right now. You remember the yellow bag?
Bro, I used to walk around with that. They used to get terrorized.
I
These
bet
ones-
somebody.
I love it there, man. I love this stuff.
They were good in it.
Yeah, like, they're
You know,
like,
as you grow up though, you just realize then you just like, yo, that was actually a
Can't
good
let-
place for like what you was paying for what you get. It made sense, but like now you might go to Asda and just do like a weekly shop, bro. You're spending like 150,
it's easy.
easy, like minimum.
Easy.
You know what I mean?
Can
It's
you
crazy?
Can you get them 4 packs of chocolate for £1 now? No more, bro.
Oh, do you remember when Freddo's used to be like
The
5p?
10p.
5p.
5p.
yeah.
You go into a shop for £1, you come back with change. Now you can't buy a pound of Coke for £1.
I used to go to the shop with a
Coke.
pound.
We don't want Coke.
You used to come out with a pound and bear stuff.
Do you remember when they used to have the 1p sweets too?
Yeah.
Oh, 1p, bro.
Yeah, you don't get none of that no more.
Me and Junaid, obviously, we're cousin brothers. So I remember when grandmum used to give me 50p every week when I used to stay over. 50p,
Yeah.
go to the shop, get crisps, get drink. Get some little
Bro,
pen
you
seats.
Conor, wait, let me just put it out there. Mr. Singh, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I robbed his
I think everyone robbed him. He used to sneak back.
That's what I'm saying. I used to go with the pound. I used to come back with the pound,
Yeah.
and just my hands, pockets were full. Everything was full.
This is mad.
Mr.
Good guy,
Singh,
though.
if you want to file a police report, there's the evidence.
No.
He sold that shop on now
Yeah.
years ago. So I wonder how.
I think everyone used to.
Okay.
I think everyone used to go and do that there. To be honest with you.
Well, he was a good guy though.
Obviously, like with 50p, you could go inside a shop and get a meal deal.
100%. But you know what? You're right, boys. It's the cost of living that's gone up. Look, and this made me straight away think about we should be grateful to our parents.
Yeah.
Just think about it now. Back in them days, what did everyone used to wear in school? I don't know. You're round about my generation, isn't it? I'm 38, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
not your generation.
Back in that day. No, do you guys have do you have Rockports?
I used to have Rockports back
What's
in the day.
Rockport?
Rockports shoes.
Yeah, he was rich in it, that's
Yeah, I
right.
was
He didn't
a-
use to
No,
look like that.
Rockports were expensive, man.
Yeah, I was broke. I was broke.
I used to wear Rockports or Timberlands.
I used to wear kickers, bro. I had a couple of steps down.
I used to wear shoes on.
They're good. What I'm trying to say is, those are like £130 then.
Yeah.
Like TNs. How much are TNs now? 180s.
Yeah.
Bro, you know, I'm trying to say the cost of living has gone up. TNs or Air Max 99s, which could this be £100? They're like double the
Yeah,
price.
they were based on the price, and
Exactly.
What you call them.
110s or what?
They're not 110 no more.
No. Everything's gone up.
They need to call them 220.
But look at our parents. They was able to at them, like, you know, they was able to at them days juggle around and get stuff
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Guys, you know what I'm feeling now? I'm feeling a milkshake, you know.
Rules.
Well,
You know, I'm feeling a milkshake with staff
I told you I got diabetes, innit?
Should we ask?
Huh?
But I'm gonna have a milkshake.
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll look after you.
I want sugar-free milkshake.
If he has a hyper, yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah, I'm in the best hands, everyone. So,
£2
alhamdulillah, yeah, bring on everything.
My day off, but Faris is always on duty. Yeah, we'll ask the brother when he comes round. See if he sorts us out.
Milkshake, maybe.
Because I have heard good stuff about this.
Also-
section. Yeah, right.
New mugs.
Yes.
Shout out Zach and his missus for bringing us these mugs. So we had the other ones, the old ones with the old logo.
Yeah.
Rebranded and then
It's really good, man. Really, alhamdulillah. It's good to see, you know, people like yourselves doing this, man. Thinking out of the box.
Yeah. Got to be done.
It's good, man. It's good. I like it when I see people that, you know, in your block position and what you lot are doing. Because you know what?
he's having a bit of fun.
Oh, you already told me. You told me the story. You said what? You said that you just link up in the evening and just chat for ages.
Yeah, so me and Faris, we just like talk like every day.
Yeah.
We could talk for hours every single day about
Yeah.
nothing. We just waffle. And he always used to say to me, "Oh, let's start a podcast. Let's start a podcast." You know me, I was like, "Nah, that ain't for me." You know, like being on camera and that. Nah. Like,
But look, alhamdulillah, and then
eventually, he nagged me that much. I go, "Yeah, you know what? All right, we'll give it a go. We'll
Yeah.
see how it goes." And you know,
Let's see how it
alhamdulillah,
goes.
It's been going well.
Alhamdulillah, it come to a level where we done a podcast on a yacht.
So
I was gonna say, man, that's the levels in this game, and alhamdulillah, you getting. That's what I'm trying to say to you. That I like seeing this in the youth. You know what I mean? We've grown up in areas where
Yeah. So, like we've always said, our podcast is there for people to come on,
Yeah.
and tell their story and preach a message out there. It's
yeah.
not to, you know, bring people down, all that negativity. It's only positive vibes
Yeah,
out
yeah.
here.
Fair play.
That's all
we're
it is.
not like we won't get guests on and tell them and start asking them more good questions.
Yeah.
Or questions we know that they won't like, just to get, you know, a bit of buzz around
views
us.
and
Yeah,
stuff
the
like that.
views, because like everyone just starts making little clips and then
Yeah,
it
yeah.
starts spreading around, and
spreading around.
we don't like that.
Well,
so-
you know what? Any publicity is good publicity. Is that? You still say that's still?
Yeah, but then again, you know, like say we got you on.
Yeah.
It's not even about us. I don't want you to come here and then I start now questioning you and make you feel really uncomfortable. But it's too late. You're already on camera.
Alhamdulillah.
And then, you know, after I'll put stuff out and I'll make it look bad. And then
Nah, fair play.
even though it's good for us, it's bad for you.
I know where
We'll
you
never do
both
that.
live, so yeah, you better not do that. You better not do that. But nah, I really appreciate that. I mean, I'm trying to say, but
Nah.
fair play to you boys, man. Really good. And I just we want to keep seeing that. Other people jumping on these. Look, you're helping here this place out today. You know, you've come here, helped them out.
Yeah, they've shouted us to come down and we're more than happy. So good, brother. We spoke to the brothers before we started
Yeah.
recording. Everyone here is nice. And
obviously,
they've
I
looked
just
after us
want
since
to
we've been-
obviously shout out the setting. You know,
Yeah.
like wow.
So I have been here before, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until I pulled up, and I was saying to Faris, I was like, "Yo, I've defo been here."
Yeah, I think they're doing it.
And then I
They're
walked in
up
and
fresh,
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks nice. You know.
yeah, very, very nice.
I think the owners might be new. I think they had previous owners.
Yeah, yeah.
New owners.
All right, so let's get back on topic because I think we've been swaying off a little bit and having
Well,
a bit.
we got that little bond now, so you know what? You're nice.
That's how it is. We're a bit comfortable with each other.
Nice settings, good settings. But you mentioned bad credit, so I did want to touch on that. How hard is it for people with bad credit to obtain a mortgage?
So how it works, boys, is there's always levels to it. So like I said, we work with the lenders from the top high street lenders. We go all the way down to like the likes of Together Mortgages. Now, Together Mortgages are more like, we'll look at everything. Give us a reasoning why it happened and we'll look at it. But what you'll find is some of the pitfalls is you might need a higher deposit.
Okay.
Now, that can range anywhere from, like, as a first time buyer, and good clean credit history, go with 5% deposit. But if you've got adverse credit history, which is bad credit history, you can go anywhere up to like 15%, 20%, 25%, and your rate tends to be higher. But you can't just be reckless. Like I touched on a little bit before, you can't just say, yo, I'm missing my payments in the last 6 months and I still want a mortgage. Then be like, yo, is it the right thing for you?
Yeah.
If you can't maintain your stuff now, can we? So as long as you've got a little bit of good track record history, it might have been a little blimp you had.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to me and say, Saq, look, I was reckless when I was young and we didn't care. There's no one thinks about getting a house. So we was reckless, we took out this, we took out that, and we didn't pay our phones and stuff like this. But as long as it's historic, over 3 years old, that's very good. We can work with some high street lenders over 2 years. Settled, not settled. But we can work with anything. Like I said, I'm not saying we can, IVAs, bankruptcies and stuff like that, you have to wait for us sometimes to be discharged or so far in line with it. But we can near enough do anything.
Yeah.
Mortgage-wise.
So obviously what you're trying to say is that obviously people with missed payments on their credit report, they can still get mortgages.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So everything's doable.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? Sometimes people, what I say to people is, think of it as a stepping stone.
Yeah.
We might have a rate of like 7% as an example for a 2-year period. But usually after 2 years, your credit history has been good. Be able to maintain a mortgage. I got to a better high street lender. Or I got to a better lender. You might wait another 2 years with them. Then we go to a high street lender.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say to you? But sometimes, because you know how bad it is to rent out properties these days? Where you pay £1,000, £1,100 rent.
Yes.
Where I could probably get you a mortgage for that amount.
Somewhere to it, yeah.
And at least it's your own assets. You're building up the equity within the property.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's doable. Everything's doable. I don't have to say nothing is not doable. It's just about, is it the right thing for the person?
Yes.
Like, I don't want to say to you, oh, you know what, first, I'll get you for you, I'll put you Together Mortgages, and then the rate's like 9%, and it's killing you. Like, you're now working just to pay bills and not to live.
Monthly basis make it difficult.
You know, I don't want to make it difficult for people. So I might say, you know what, if I wait a year, you need to wait 2 years, wait 6 months, we'll get something sorted then. But the biggest thing is obviously when people fall in love with things, they want it now.
That's the issue, isn't it? Because then a property will go off the market.
100%.
And you know what they say, love is blind, isn't it?
Exactly. You know what I mean? People, and you have to think with your brain, boys. You have to think with your brain. You have to think with your brain.
At that point, you've then got to weigh you up.
100%.
Do you really want that house enough to be struggling for however long to pay that off? And
you know what it is? Everyone always says to me, bro, but this house is a steal. I'll never get this house again. Well, you've got the house now, innit?
Yeah.
So it probably will happen again.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes there's like family are selling or you've got circumstances. So, you know, like you have hardships.
Yes.
I'll be kicked out my house. Family are not getting one. Like I said, I think of every single one that I do as my own thing. Then you come to me, then I say, you know what? We have to go down that route. You have to go with that lender. We have to do this. I just make sure it's the right thing for you.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure I explain everything to you boys. And when you people come to see me, I'll tell you what your payments are going to be. Can you overpay? What your next steps? But I know I've got some of my clients, got some of my 90 now. I've probably known them for the full 8 years. Friends of mine come to me. Just one. If he watches this, he'll know who he is. One of those. So I'll be grafting. Like people think I'll just be there chilling, and somebody says, "Saq, you don't pick up your phone." Why don't I pick up? So I'll be doing like I see appointments. Alhamdulillah, at the moment, every hour I've got someone booked in.
Yeah.
But I was hungry, hadn't eaten all day, so I was working at 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, starving. Look, by the grace of God again, my man just turned up. Saq, I just want to say hello to you. Congratulations on your new place. I bought you food.
Alhamdulillah.
Look at that, you know what I mean? I was thinking it. I was like, I haven't eaten. And this is why I build relationships with all my people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've got a lot of friends that I call friends. I've been working with for about 6 months, he's gonna know who he is if he watches this as well.
I hope they
No, they will. I'm gonna tell him they always be following my TikToks and so him as well. Like we sort of just chat on the phone. He tells me about his kid, Kaya. She's got Down syndrome, so we just talk about our kids together. And sometimes we just chat for an hour. Don't get me wrong, it's an hour that my buddies sometimes say, oh, yeah. It's took me a work phone before. But we just chat with people, and I have that relationship with a lot of people that I can call family, not clients, but family.
Okay.
That's what I tend to do. That's just that's that bit I love.
Yeah, it's good. You have to keep the relationships to make.
100%. It's like you boys. I've just started to chat to you boys about that. I love like watching your videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, first thing I seen you two boys, I was like, yo, how come I'm not seeing none of you up today? You know what I'm saying?
Can't do that every week.
I've seen that. I love it. I love the way you've done it. And I've just seen that 17-second clip you said, didn't you?
Yeah, the trailer.
But look, you're doing things that you just feel like I keep every week, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're putting dates where we're going to do it and whatever. I tell everyone, I'm going to be doing a podcast, you know. My cousins, they do it. I'm getting gassed. I like it, you know what I mean? But fair play to you, man, boys. Like I said, nothing but love for you, man.
Number one fan, man. SaqThe.
Really, I am now.
You're welcome anytime.
That's it, man. Fair play, like I said. Anything that I can help with anyone else out there, definitely.
Zaq, I don't mean to cut you off, but yeah.
Sorry. Milkshakes are here. Come on. Oh, look at these.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much.
All this, the double deluxe for rush.
Oh, look at that.
This is
Look at that.
double BJs.
Double the taste.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much.
It's not even on the menu. He's made the brother's made.
Thank you so much.
Zaq, I love that.
Thank you, bro.
Oh, lads, let's do a quick taste test.
Oh, yo.
Guys, banging. Wow.
This is not that watered down stuff.
Wow.
This is thick.
This is
This
nice.
is proper. This is a proper shake, you know.
I mean, whoever comes down here to say too hot to handle, we're going to say milkshake as them.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm gonna chat to him. We're gonna chat to him after this.
Yeah.
This double deluxe. I didn't say on the menu because I just asked for Freya rush shake. But if you come down, say too hot.
Yeah.
We'll call the double deluxe too hot milkshake.
Too hot milk. Yeah,
Guys,
man.
I just want to say, Stack Shack, the mojito was. I thought.
I'm taking this home with me.
Yeah,
That's why I'm not finishing it.
I thought when I had that, I thought, you know what? Nothing can top this.
That
This-
milkshake is fire.
Yeah, that milkshake's fire.
I'm not just saying that.
The brother said to me though, it goes, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm sick at making milkshake.
Yeah, yeah.
He
I'm
goes,
a bit
"It's
of
gonna
a-
taste sick.
I'm a bit of a food connoisseur, boys, and if I don't like something, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yo, this is nice stuff.
Yeah, we're not just gassing it for the sake of it. Like,
Yeah.
this is actually banging.
Actually, really nice.
This is actually banging.
Alhamdulillah.
Fair play.
Yeah, man.
But
I forgot everything now.
yeah, it's like milkshakes and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's thrown me off.
Took over.
I feel like I'm in a coma now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to ask you as well. Do you have any tips for anyone trying to get onto the property ladder?
Just plan, boys.
Okay.
Plan. Come. Try to save up as much money as you can from your savings. Save it up. Have a good deposit there.
Yeah.
Everyone likes these 5%, 0%. But the more mortgage you take out, the more interest that you're paying.
That's it. Yeah.
The longer you have a mortgage to pass the affordability, the more overall interest that you pay. So one of my top tips, I'll just off tangent, I'll go back onto that. But some people come to me and say, Zaq, you know what I mean, 35-year mortgage seems like a long time. You read through the illustration with the customer, for every pound that you borrow, you're paying back £3. I took out a 100k mortgage, but by the end of the 35 years, I'm paying 300k. My top tip, if anyone takes anything away from this podcast that I'm doing with you, is with a majority of banks, you've got an overpayment allowance, boys. So your normal monthly payments, you have to remember the banks have to make money.
Yeah.
So what they do is they front load their interest. So in the first 5 years, you'll probably see, if you look at your mortgage statements, your balance is not coming down that much.
You're just paying the interest.
Yeah.
Because the banks say that, you know, if you clear off the mortgage, at least we made that money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens is you have an overpayment allowance. It can range anywhere from 0 to 20%, even plus. And what happens is that is the amount that you can overpay with no extra charge. Now they always give you two options. When you make an overpayment, the bank should give you an option of either reducing down your term or reducing down your payment.
Okay.
Now depending on your circumstances, I'm not saying it depends on your circumstances. If you're in a hardship, you want to maybe reduce your payments, you can do. But my best advice to you would be always reduce your term.
Okay.
Because the shorter the term, the less overall interest they pay.
Yeah.
Boys. Yeah?
Works out better long term.
100%. Like, as in, just don't quote me on these figures; they're not exactly right. But I've been I've been able to make overpayments on my mortgage. So as an example, I made like a 5k overpayment. As an example, if I did, I'd probably save that in interest alone.
Yeah.
Because when you make an overpayment, it doesn't go towards interest and your mortgage. It's 100% towards your mortgage.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're saving money straight away.
Okay.
What's it? So always trying to overpay, reduce your term. So technically, if you want to do your mortgage payments are £600-700, I'm not saying use your full 10, 20% allowance. Even if it's £1,000,
Yeah.
overpay, reduce your term. You could technically in 3 years, 2 years clear off your full mortgage if you've got enough money there. Use your 10% allowance. Next year comes, use your 10% allowance. When you're not in a fixed rate, you can make as much as you want overpayment. So that daunting of, oh, I'm going to be stuck with a mortgage for 25 or 30 or 35 years. No, you could technically clear it off a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But that's my top tip, is overpaying your mortgages. I'm not saying, even if it's £1,000 or £100 at the end of the year, try to pay it on, if you can, on a monthly basis. Because if you pay, a lot of people say, I'm going to stack up for 12 months and then make one overpayment.
Yeah.
But you've now paid interest for that 12 months.
Yeah.
Then made an overpayment anyway. So you paid interest for 12 months.
Yeah.
But if you just split that up into 12 months, that £100 you pay instead of £1,200, you'd reduce down the capital. You're paying less interest on that £100 straight away. So just phone up your banks. They'll give you like a sort code, account number, or how to transfer the money across. Maybe even set for standing order. Your direct debit is set.
Yeah.
You have to pay that. Standing order, anytime you're feeling a bit of tight, I can't spend this month or whatever, cancel a standing order.
Yeah.
Your direct debit has to stay where it is.
Yeah.
That's what I would say, top tip.
Standing order is a bit like a direct debit, but you have control over
You
it.
have control over it.
Yes.
You get my front status. That's good for you. But also, just save a bit of money. Keep everything clean as you can.
Yeah.
I mean, don't start, oh, that person wants to borrow money, that one person wants to borrow money. Oh, I'm going to try and get my deposit in my account, and Faris is giving me 10 grand, transfer into my account. Don't do all of that, because it's bringing up questions. If Faris is going to give you the money, or Junaid, you're going to give me the money, as long as you have got a good trail of the money, keep it in your account. I'll just say, give me your bank statements, your ID.
Yeah.
You're going to be the giftor.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But otherwise, people start getting money put into the account. Afterwards, they say, oh, can you go get me Junaid's bank statements and ID, please? Oh, he doesn't want to give them. I can't use a deposit now.
No.
That's it.
Especially with certain demographics and people, cultures. I say I need 100k cash on this table today, they'll do it. If I say I need 100k account money, problem.
I can't do it.
It's a problem. So why not just come to me, or come to a broker, someone that you trust, someone that's got a bit of knowledge. Go to them, sit down. They'll tell you their circumstances, tell you what can be done, what can't be done, how to set it up.
Yeah.
Have the hour slot with them. Please, another thing as well. This is another pet peeve we've got. Yeah, I have, but this is good. This is with my years of experience, man, Junaid. Like, you phone me up, place, it's like, I'm on this much money, and how much mortgage can I get? I'll come down and see me, Junaid, for half an hour. Brother, I'm at work. It's like I can't, I'm at work. Well, do you want a mortgage? Do you want to come see me? Come see me for half an hour. It'll be the best half an hour you spend with me.
Yeah.
But while you're doing a phone call, or I've emailed you all the stuff, have a look at it. Have a look at what? I still need to know your background stuff, what you need to do, what you're going to go. That's what I want you to do. Have a little slot with me. Have a little slot with one of our advisors.
Okay.
That's it. There's no charge. We don't charge you nothing for your initial appointments. So, just have a chat with us, talk to us. We don't charge you. Only once you find a house, that's when our fee structure starts coming into play.
Yeah.
And that's when we start. But that'll be all explained on the first appointment you come see with us. We're fully FCA regulated. Everything's DPA. We've got all of that in place. It's not like we're going to go to a dad, Junaid doing a mortgage. We can't do none of that stuff. Everything that you tell us has to be held in confidence.
It's against GDPR.
Exactly. So we don't be doing none of that stuff where we mess about with people. We're fully legit. We don't do no dodgy moves. The amount of people that come to me saying, Zach, Junaid gave me your number. He said he can do work magic. I can work magic with the tools that you give me. With the documents you give me, I can say that this is what we can do, which is something that you didn't realize you could do.
Yeah.
But I don't go away and say, someone said to me, Zach, you can get me mortgages, and you can. I don't do that. I don't do pay slips. I don't do bank statements. That's the people that do that are the worst kind of people, because when that messes up for people, 6 years, you're blacklisted.
Yeah.
Why take that risk? Why do that? Come see someone like me and let me get something done for you properly.
Yeah, I think like mainly people do that because that's when they're desperate for a mortgage.
Yeah, but you know what? I've had times, bro, where I've seen people come to me and said, "Oh, Sak, I went to X person, couldn't do my mortgage." Then they've come back to me. I've looked at the paper, guys, this is legit.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it? And you got okay, benefit income, but I can still work with it. Oh, but that other guy goes, no one's going to give me a mortgage. Done it, got it through, got my mortgage. I don't know. Paid my normal fees, which is a fraction of what some of these people pay out there. And it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy that people do this and get caught with this stuff, man.
It's bad though when like people go to a mortgage broker and they spend that much money and they haven't given them a mortgage, they just scammed them.
If I don't say
That's bad.
I'll correct it for you because they say they're a mortgage broker.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're not.
Right.
They're not. Then people know. I'm not gonna. I'll be honest with you. People know about. Oh, you can do this, you can do that, and do. They don't even submit it. Like when I do an application for someone, it's on my name.
Yeah.
Anything goes wrong, it's my license, my livelihood on the line.
Yeah.
Those people do it on your name. Okay. You ain't got leg to stand on. You can't say afterwards, "Oh, I went to this guy and he told me to do it." No, wait, he's got your passport.
Yeah.
He's got your bank statements. How did he get that then, bro?
There you go, innit? Yeah.
You've complicity in it.
Yeah.
You're stuck. Yeah. You're not gonna. They can't come to someone like me. I'm gonna say, bro,
Yeah.
there's a marker on your name. It's stopping from me to do anything for you. Why? Then it always comes out after the boys. Always comes out afterwards. Oh, brother, I went. You know, a year ago, I went to this guy. He said he could do it for me. Then it all makes sense. I goes, look, there's no point me wasting time.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch someone. Now then he puts that doubt into my mind. Well, what I've got in front of me is illegit.
Yeah. That's the thing, innit? And you obviously you don't want to get your hands dirty.
No, at all. Alhamdulillah, you know what? I've got enough work coming in there. I don't need to be entertaining the outcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what it is, though.
Why do fraud when you got a sack?
Yeah.
They get it.
Work hard, reap the rewards.
Yeah,
Work
shout him.
Yeah, man.
Hit him up if you need any advice. If you're looking for a mortgage,
100%.
get
Just
in contact with him.
shout out the boys. Say Too Hot to Handle. Send your podcast.
Yes.
And we'll sort something out for you. You know what I'm actually thinking?
Yeah.
100%.
So I'll talk about the fees. Obviously, it all depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
But anyone that does come through these boys, you know, I'll work something out where we'll give some money away.
Charity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do some charity.
So is that good?
I think that's perfect.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
I'm happy to be honest. There's people out there a lot less fortunate than us.
Yes.
We'll sort something out where whatever comes through,
That's it.
I'll give out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
So the fees that we charge,
Yeah.
I'll give something to a shelter for you boys.
That's
There
perfect.
you go. You heard it here. So
Just say
get
their
in
name
contact with him. Say Too Hot sent you, and boom.
and I'll sort it out from. And that's how. We'll work that out when it gets to that point.
Inshallah.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. But is there any schemes or anything people can use?
Yeah, like I kind of touched on previously, a little bit. Like you got the main thing at the moment that's really good is the guarantor mortgage.
Okay.
So you can't potentially afford the mortgage yourself. You've either got a sibling or a friend or someone that's saying, you know what, I'll help you out for a very short period, 2 years, 3 years, while you get your income goes up.
Okay.
So that person can actually be a guarantor on your mortgage to say that, look, if you don't pay the mortgage, I pay, but they don't own the house. So the benefit of that is once you're able to get their name taken off the mortgage, then they're still back in exactly the same position they were before.
Okay.
Other lenders, like I said, there's a couple of lenders on the market now, 6 times income multiplier. So as long as you're on a certain amount of income, they won't do the 4 times income multiplier, they'll do 6 times income multiplier.
Okay.
Then you've got like 0% deposits, 5% deposits, all those kind of things that are coming out now. So they are trying to help people.
Yeah.
The banks know what's happening.
Okay.
They know it's getting harder for people to get houses. But I'm not saying they're not doing nothing.
Uh-huh.
They're definitely doing new products,
Yeah.
new things. But like I always say, and I've seen it on social media. Now I've gone to social media. I never used to be on it before, boys. But everyone gives you the quick headliners, phone me for this.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, you have to look at everything else in the background.
Yeah,
first,
it is. Yeah.
make sure it fits you, the right thing for you. Like I said, like the 0% interest thing at the moment, you're looking at 10, 15 year fixed mortgage. The rate might be slightly higher. Then your mortgage payments would be higher because you're taking more of a mortgage out.
Yes.
All of those things you have to take into consideration. It's all about the affordability, boys.
That's it. And do you think there'll ever be a time where, like, how the house prices have increased, do you think they'll come down? What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know if you like speak to your parents about it, like what they bought their houses for. Like, remember what I said? Yeah. Will I ever see a house for 20 grand? Never.
Never.
COVID happens. Everyone's like, oh, this is the the bubbles bursting. House prices are gonna plummet. Never did. All they done during COVID is go up.
But do you think there'll be a point where they do start to come back down though? Like, not to the extent what our parents are buying them.
See, the problem they have is that people talk about corrections in the market. So they say that, house prices are starting to jump up too much and there should be some corrections in the market. But it always bounces back.
Yeah.
If you start... And this is a little bit off topic. When you start looking at, like, stocks and shares,
Yeah.
or you look at anything like that, and you see a big dip, people will cut it down to that little dip and say, look, the market's it's dropped. The arse fell out of it.
Yeah.
But really and truly, if you think about it,
Yeah.
that's just a snapshot, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
If you were to now spread that up to like 15 years, it's only been going up.
Yeah.
Same as house prices.
So in the grand scheme of things, there's never really that dip.
I'm never going to buy a house for 20 grand.
Yeah. Like, even if you think about it, I don't think the house price will ever go down. Because if you think about it now, look, cost of living, look how high it is, bro.
It's bricks and mortar, isn't it?
Yeah. And do you honestly think that they would crash the market down for the houses?
I don't see it crashing as well because of demand.
Yeah.
Demand too. That's
The man's
thing, innit?
always still there, isn't it?
Everyone's gonna need a house or something. Do you know what I mean?
And bricks and mortar is safe, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like it's a risk strategy you want to take, innit?
Yeah.
Do you want to take low or medium or high?
Innit? That's the thing, innit?
If you want low, put yourself into a long-term savings account. Put yourself in like an ISA or something. You might get very small amounts of returns.
Or
Then
a
if you
committee.
Yeah, committee. I don't understand committee, boys, mate. Come on, someone needs to explain to me
You know
how it
what?
works.
I'll be honest with you.
I think how it works is, say we all put the same amount.
Yeah.
Say we all put £1,000 in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Us three
Where?
into a pot here
Yeah.
on the table. We do that monthly, and then say at some point Faris needs, or say every 3 months. Yeah. We at different stages we all take the money. So
Yeah.
after 3 months Faris takes the money.
Yeah.
Whatever's been collected.
Yeah.
And 3 months later you take the money. Then 3 months later
Yeah.
me, and we continue that cycle. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, it's similar to that. So basically, so for example, there's 10 people.
Yeah.
Okay. One person's in charge of the money.
Yeah.
Okay. You pay monthly to that person. Let's just say, out of the 10 people, all them people are going to pay £500
Yeah.
a month. Okay.
Yeah, 5 grand.
And then what happens is that after like a certain amount, I think it's about 10 months, about 10 once the money's been gathered.
Yeah.
Okay. They do like a raffle, like of each person when they're going to take the money.
Yeah.
So when it's their turn, and as you're taking the money, you've still got to pay. So it's like a repetitive cycle.
So I guess
Everyone gets that money at some point.
Yeah.
so that's the benefit of it. If you need the money quite quickly.
Yeah,
Yes.
you could probably
Like
put
say,
yourself
not
in the
me.
front of that.
And like there are certain committees where some committees are like 10,000.
Yeah.
Some are like, I've heard like 33,000.
That's what I'm saying, so much stupid.
What's out there?
But like, you know what with me? I've always been like, why don't you just print to your bank account?
Yeah.
But they say that no. I think that's the
I
benefit.
think this
of it.
is like a cultural thing.
Yes.
like from back home, like that's
Some people obviously don't trust the banks too.
Yeah,
That's true. And I think from what you said, that makes sense, boys. That I don't know, I might have something come up tomorrow. I need the money.
you need the money.
Something.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
But I just hope that everyone pays out of it. Obviously, I think it's again culturally the.
I've heard stories where people have took the money and gone. You
That's
imagine
what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying to you.
Cancel that standing order.
Yeah,
Looks
that's
a
what I'm
bit-
saying to you. Yeah,
That's
but,
the thing, so.
but like I said, for my game, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't like it, especially for my game.
Again, it's like a risk as well. And yeah, like you said, there's no paper trail to where that's money is coming
People
from.
come
You
to me
can't-
saying, "Oh, I got 50 grand coming in, man. Don't worry."
Yeah.
Where from?
Yeah.
Committee's coming out. It's like, okay, I can't use that, mate.
Yeah, exactly. So in that sense, it's not really good.
Nah.
In that side of things, it's not beneficial at all.
Well, I think if he helps people out, it could work
I
for
think
people.
I think on a day-to-day basis, like
It's not for everyone. It's for some
a
people.
wedding or something.
Yeah.
Say you got a wedding, like your daughter or your son's getting married, and you need that money.
But think about it. Look, but you see, and especially for my game, think about it now. Like that's the I wouldn't like. I don't feel comfortable. Some people say, "Oh, NASDAQ." But think about it now. If you take a committee of someone, that means you haven't saved that money,
Yeah.
so it's not disposable. You still got a commitment to pay.
Yeah, because it's savings from other people too. You get it?
So you might have that money now,
Yeah.
but then during the period of the first year, you still have to pay an extra £5,000 or £1,000 to someone else.
Yeah, I can't do that.
And that's another commitment, really, isn't it?
It's not for. I've personally never done it, and I don't. I never will.
I've never
I
done it
never
as
will.
well. Well, I guess it must help certain people because, like you said, everyone does it, bro.
Yeah. It must benefit them.
It must benefit them. I think, like I said, when people get used to it, they get used to it.
I think it was better back a day.
Yeah.
Then you could buy a house for like 20, 30 grand.
Yeah.
Because if you get that money from committee, you're paying it off cash.
Cash there, you got no mortgage.
You know what I mean?
Obviously,
And your monthly payment is just back into there, the pot, and eventually you're gonna get that money back.
I don't know, I'm old, but that's right what you're saying in the sense that you could save up that money.
Yeah. So back then, that would put Saq out of business.
No, it wouldn't.
Because
No, it's true. No, like I said, I'm not that old, but I don't know about these days. But I saw some old heads.
Yeah.
And they got sacked. We used to walk into a branch.
Yeah.
I used to know the manager.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Manager Lloyd, I need 50 grand
Yeah.
for a house.
Uh-huh.
All right, then. You need 50 grand deposit. All right. Used to pull out a bag, £50,000 cash. Put it on top of the table. It was done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say to you, I've never ever seen it, but those days it must have worked.
Must have. Yeah.
Like people say, I was former manager different times. Within 10 minutes, it's done. Like with us, our process takes anywhere up to 14 weeks now.
Yeah. It's
So
a
you
big
think from the
process.
start to finding a house to getting the keys, industry stands about 14, 16 weeks.
14. Yeah.
As time goes on, everything changes, doesn't it?
I'll get you a mortgage within 2 to 3 weeks,
Yeah.
as long as it's straightforward, no hiccups.
Yeah.
2 to 3 weeks. Solicitors are probably looking about 8, 9 weeks. That's what you get up to.
Yeah.
But at that time, I just want people to
There's not
start.
a lot of patience though, innit? You can have a lot. Some.
Yeah, you have to, but
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what?
It's
I'm
not a
not,
quick process though. Like,
That's the thing, innit? Yeah.
That's what people need to understand as well.
you're not going to buy a suite, are you? You're going to buy a house.
Yeah.
You know, it is probably the biggest ever thing that you're going to buy.
an investment too, innit?
You know what I'm trying to say to you? There are people out there that will buy commercials that might be a bit more, but
Yeah.
a house, apart from, your car, you could spend a lot of money on, but a house is the
Yeah.
most amount of money you can spend.
Okay. Well, what about businesses? Do you do anything in the businesses?
So, like I said, it's not myself.
Yeah.
We have got people within our place
Yeah.
that can do commercial assets.
Commercial assets, innit? Yeah.
So,
Okay.
maybe in the future, boys, we can get that arranged as well. We can sit down with them people.
Maybe.
And then you can talk to them as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, we've got...
We'll chat to
avenues.
anyone.
Yeah. We can do
Listen,
majority.
as long as we got shakes, we got mojitos, yeah, like,
Definitely.
what do you want
I'll have
to
to.
get,
No, next time you'll have to come down and maybe come to my office. We can sit there. I'll make you a Nescafe coffee and push
Not
the
the same,
button. Okay, a chip shop or something maybe. Yeah, fish and chips.
All right, now you're selling it.
It's like it's the fourth that counts. Yeah, that's the
Fair
And I want to ask you as well, what is it buying a property in a limited company? What is that?
So, this is something that's not been around forever. It just happened recently.
Because I don't know much about that. I want to ask you about
So again,
That's a
just as a that's a very good question.
very good question.
So with this, I always have to say I'm the mortgage advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a tax specialist. So it's good to speak to an accountant first.
Yeah.
But what happens is you can buy within a limited company or an SPV limited company.
Okay.
An SPV limited company is just literally just to say you're not going to do no other trading apart from buying, selling, or renting in them properties.
Okay, yeah.
It has SIC code. So SIC code for a business is what it does. So what happens is, gone are the days where landlords were getting rent coming in, not declaring the rent, not paying taxes. Now HMRC, obviously the right thing you're meant to do is pay taxes on whatever you get. So what happens is in a limited company, you could, as a director, so you own a house, I want to buy investment properties, you could now start investing in a limited company.
Yeah.
Property goes into there. Now just remember, boys, a lot of people think that, with other limited companies, if anything ever goes wrong, they can't come asking me. No, the banks can't take the limited company to court. You've got a physical asset there.
Yeah.
So they'll put a personal guarantee, which would be yourself. Right at the end of the whole thing, you'll get a PG. You have to go for another solicitor to say, I, Saqi Hussain, I'm going to buy this property in my Saqi Hussain Properties company, but I'm still going to be the personal guarantor. If anything was to go wrong, I'm held liable. But what happens is, it's more tax efficient, from my understanding. When you're buying a limited company, in your personal name, you have to pay tax on the gross rental income. You can't put a lot of expenses through. They've clamped down on what you can. The government is saying that's earned income, pay tax on it.
Okay.
Now, when it goes into a business, you as a director of that business would give a loan to your company or a gift to your company, depending on your circumstances.
Okay.
Now, that company's now gone into debt straight away. It hasn't generated any money because there's no asset in there.
Yeah.
So you give the money, rent comes into there, you're able to offset a lot more costs for it. You can have people working for you in that limited company. So you've got employees that manage the property, clean the properties. They're all expenses, boys. So then really and truly, and then you've got that initial loan that you took out from your personal self.
Yeah.
That has to be paid back. So tax is a lot more efficient.
Okay.
Again, speak to an accountant.
Yeah.
If it's the best thing for you. If you're not going to buy many properties, easy because you have to pay higher rates of interest.
Okay.
You've got accountants' costs to pay. There are other things that could change in the future as well. So you have to make sure you speak to a really good accountant. You know, we tend to work with different people, other accountants that we could put you in touch with. They'll be able to give you the best advice. But that is a new thing at the moment.
Do you help investors as well?
So investors in the sense that I deal with people that are buying 10, 20, 50 properties. So investors like that, yes. Obviously, with the years I've been working, I do have some kind of, not links per se, but I do have estate agents that we work alongside. So if you're in a position where I'm able to get your mortgage or sorted, I can speak to maybe 5, 6 different estate agents and say, look, my client's looking for a property in your area. I've checked their mortgage, I've checked everything, I'm happy with it. Can you please, if there's anything available, can you speak to them? So I can get you in touch with those kind of people. But investors, yeah. So people that set up limited companies are buying 10, 20, 30 properties in there. I've got some landlords of mine that got 50 plus properties. It gets a lot more difficult, boys. I'm not going to lie to you. When you start getting to that kind of level, I have to have a good record of everything that you've got.
Yeah.
Put all of that on. But yeah, we can work with investors as well, definitely.
Saxon man, he's got all the links. Like,
I'm
he's got a mortgage. Saxon.
Yeah,
man,
like I said, I'm not saying I'm the best. Everyone's human.
Yeah, you are.
You know what I'm trying to say here? Like, alhamdulillah, I like to think I'm very good at what I do.
Yeah.
A lot of people around me tell me I'm very good at what I do.
Yeah.
But I'm a human, like I said, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, and if I'm just being honest with you, but my main thing at the moment is the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to help as many. Like, I never like to say no to no one.
Okay.
I always want to help someone.
Yeah.
And now that I've just got into my new place, mortgage advice, I've got my own place set up.
Where is it?
It's just in Great Bar.
Great Bar.
So, you know, by the Asda Crescent there's literally across the road from there. Find me on Google, it's all on there. Even though I'm SaqTheBroker, we still work on the Mortgage Advice Bureau. That's the company name. If you search it, it'll come up on there. So I'm just building that up, just set that up, painted the whole place, getting the socials all done, getting the signs up. So that took a bit of my time.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, it's just got family stuff and trying to have a little bit of work-life balance as well.
Balancing it, that's it.
So I try to help as much as people can. Bro, I'm telling you can ask people around me. It's like you're always at work. You're always at work. But then they also say you never pick up your phone. You never pick up your phone. But, you know, if I'm in an appointment with someone, I don't touch my phone.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
mean, I did call him the other day and it took like 2 days for him
to call back.
No, you didn't respond. 2 days later, I called you
Again.
Then he answered.
And that's the worst thing. And that's my biggest pitfall at the moment, boys.
Too busy.
But inshallah, like I said,
I'm going to tell your mum this.
No.
You've been blanking my
don't ask my mum. My mum says to me, oh,
saw
you
her
haven't
last
phoned me
week.
today. Good night, what you doing?
I'm going to call her and we're going to have a good chat.
She's gonna say-
I'm in the same boat as you, auntie, because he's not answering my...
She goes, oh, you open up your place, I thought you have more time. So you got worse, you got less time, all over here is, I'm at work, mum. I'm at work,
No,
mum.
but the difficulties of starting a new business is at the start, you have to give it your all.
Yeah.
Have to.
Me and Faris, when we started this podcast,
We are giving it all soon.
even now we still give it our all, but we're slowly starting to get a routine. But at the very start, it was very, very difficult, and we were really there trying to set
We
things
were
up.
bad.
And
We were bad. We were very
yeah,
bad.
Hey, but you know what, this is what we have to do, and we don't do it for ourselves, we do it for our kids.
Like, honestly, we didn't even know how to set this up. We didn't even know what road mics are.
like the fact that you've come up now and this whole setup is complete.
Yeah.
You when we
know.
first started, for months we didn't know how to put all this
Well, you
together.
said, it's just top stuff, last time,
We had to change equipment and everything.
It just took us months.
Even when we did the podcast on the yacht, we took all this kit with us.
Yeah.
And set it
Wow.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
on a
think,
yacht.
I think we kind of gave ourselves a pat on the back when we set you up on the yacht.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too sure, you know. I was
I've never
like,
seen any PowerPoints and all that kind of stuff, really.
Like, when we first jumped on the yacht, we was looking for plug sockets.
Yeah.
couldn't
He's
find-
looked at me, and I've looked at him, and we're like,
We've just carried these halfway around the world.
yeah.
for no reason.
But
We can't even
then, but then one of the staff there came in clutch.
Yeah.
Okay.
came with a really long extension
Extension
lead from
lead, yeah.
downstairs to the
yeah.
yacht to the top.
Ah,
of the
you're
yacht.
so lucky.
Yeah, he saved us.
And then we set you all up, and
Yeah.
alhamdulillah, it went well.
And that's why it's not cheap. Obviously, like you said, you started off with, other
Time,
tech,
money, everything.
and then you're learning, like you said, some of the qualities.
But you know what? Everything falls into place, alhamdulillah. Who would have thought, shout out Stack for obviously inviting us to get it.
They've reached out to us. That's
And
to us. That's a big thing.
Now, inshallah, hopefully this is just the start of your lot's journey. Inshallah, you know what I mean?
It's like we've been doing it
up and doing
6-7 months now, so it's
You
not.
know what? I'm feeling some food, you know.
I think the brothers are gonna look after each
Inshallah, hopefully, definitely.
Yeah.
feeling hungry, so
Yeah.
I think
Should we wrap this up?
Yeah, but like I said,
what I did want to ask you
Yeah.
is what are the pros and cons of being a mortgage broker,
coming to a mortgage broker or becoming one.
becoming one in your role?
So if someone, so my pro is obviously I help people.
You know what? Do both.
Let's do both. You know, let's say example, I help people. That's the bit I love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're able to help people. It's not about the money for me, boys.
Okay.
The people that out there that know me, we charge. I'm meant to charge in certain points, and sometimes it'll be a month, 2 months later. So it's not about the money for me. It's about helping people, helping as many people as I can, get into a property that get over this, get over that, get it done for them. Yeah. The disadvantage of becoming a mortgage broker is I have a lot of people. Like now, I'm trying to expand my business, boys. So that's another thing I can tell people. I'm looking to expand my business, get more brokers on. I'm at a point now where I've got enough work coming in, I can pass it out. As long as not too much, but I can help people get bigger as well. But
That's nice.
the biggest downfall is time. Time, boys. Like I don't have the time. Like I'm a bit of a lazy one. I don't wake up at 9 and get into office at 9 and all that. I start a bit later, but I'll be there till 11, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes by the time I get up, give a kiss to my kids, they go to school. That's the only time I see them from Monday to Friday. I don't see them for 5 days, and Saturday I could probably spend a bit of time with them. Sunday you got as the run, you got family run, you gotta go do this. So I see my kids once a week potentially. You know, and I've been doing this for 8 years, you know what I mean? It's been getting more and more and more. That's the disadvantage. So I got people coming to me, I want to be a mortgage advisor. How many hours do you want to work? Oh, you know, bro, I'll work it around what I'm doing at the moment. I'll do 2 hours here, 2 hours there. If you want to get into this game and do it properly, you're going to have to put the time, effort, put the sacrifice in. Then inshallah, when you get to a point, look, I'll put 8 years grafting.
Yeah.
Now I've got to a point where I've got my own place. Now I'm going to build up my company. Then I'm going to be able to sit back a little bit. But then hopefully those people that I take on underneath my wing, they'll get to a point where they want to grow, and I can get them, and it grows bigger, like a snowball. That's if you wanted to get into the game. Now, coming to a mortgage broker, the pro is you're able to get rid of the running around.
Yeah.
We look after everything from start to finish. As long as you give me the right bits and bobs that I need,
Yeah.
we'll look after you from you coming to see us the first time all the way to you like getting the keys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the bit that we help with.
Yeah.
The disadvantage depends. I'm not saying every broker charges.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to pull out of your pocket to get the work done.
That's it.
Yeah. But it's just I like to think the reason I do that for is due to the fact of my expertise.
You
Like,
pay for what you get,
Exactly.
essentially. Yeah.
Like we always laugh and joke in the office. Sometimes, for example, you two, inshallah, hopefully if you lot two would come to me, clean, income is good, your bank statements are good. I do a mortgage application, I get your mortgage offer. So you're from me doing the application to you getting the bank saying, yes, we've approved this person I've had it before in 1 hour. 1 hour, boys. Like literally, I put the application in now. Hour later, we've agreed this person. We've agreed the house, everything. Now me go to someone saying, I'm going to charge you X amount of money for this work. And be like, yo, in an hour, you charge me this much money. But they don't understand it's the way I've packaged the way that I've put the case together.
Course, yeah.
I've explained how I've worked at your income, what the outgoings are. So I've done the underwriter's job for them.
Okay.
Give it to them. That's how you got quick. Sometimes
That's the difference as well. In your line of work, the quicker it is, the better it is.
Yep.
Probably the more expensive it is. You're not paying by the hour. You're paying by the hour getting saved.
that's what I'm trying to say to you. But then it's like there's other cases that are specialist cases, like investors, they've got big portfolios, got bad credit history. Sometimes it takes 3 months for it to get from application to offer.
Yeah.
Now, I have to you have to put a mean down there, don't you? Like, one case might take me an hour, one case might take me 3 months. Then you've got the phone calls that you're making to these people, the overheads that you've got, paying the staff. All of these things come into consideration as well. You know what I'm trying to say? This that's the negative side of it. Some people say, "Oh, it's like, why do you charge a fee for? I can go to this person and it'll be for free." I ain't got no beef with that. Carry on. I'm happy with that. You know what? Alhamdulillah. You know, there are people out there who will do for free. Go do that for me. If it means that you get your house, I'm happy. Like I'll finish one. There's like sometimes people come to me get the mortgage paperwork done. They go to an estate agent. even though they're not allowed to do this, if you don't use our in-house person, you're not buying this house. Not allowed to. That's that condition selling. You're not allowed to do that. You have to use our solicitor. You have to use our broker. You have to use our insurances. If you don't, you're not going to get the house. They don't say in that kind of words, but they say, oh, we've been told by the seller that it should be someone that's using all of our services. That's a load of baloney. I would say to my clients sometimes, do you love the house? Yeah. But they're saying they won't give it. You know what? Forget about me. Your paper's clean, A-OK, you know, no problem. Go ahead. As long as you get the house and your family and you look happy in there, alhamdulillah, I'm happy.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Don't care, you know what I mean? There's no cost. I've lost out on money, but I don't care on time. But as long as you're happy, carry on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say to you? So this is what it is. You know, we try to help as many people as we can. But
That's a good guy, man.
I try, like I said.
Good guy.
You know what? And the more people you help, like you lot are helping me, like I said, I sincerely do dua that you'll get more because you lot are helping me out by doing this. And the same thing when I help these people, and some people say to me, like, one of my close friends, he's just gone to Hajj now, come to see me yesterday. Client, he used to be a client before, I worked with him as well, as a solicitor. He's come to see me, and he just said, Sak, you know, I'm going to have you in serious duas. Inshallah, next year you go.
Inshallah.
You know, I'm going to say, yeah, this is what it is, and this is what I'm going to do for you boys. Inshallah, give you the duas and everything that, inshallah, it's just bigger, better.
Likewise.
So that's what we're like as well. Like even coming here today at the Stack Shack, they've called us down and we're more than happy to come.
150.
Helps us, helps them though. We're happy if it makes them happy. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. It helps
Brothers
everyone.
here are lovely, bro. Proper nice.
Straight when we walked in, you come in before, it's even open and they're helping us.
Listen, staff is nice here. Food, the drinks are nice, well.
We ain't tried the food
Food's
yet.
not really nice.
But we're going to try that next.
I'm gonna wrap up now. So the food, But I got a feeling it's gonna be good anyway.
But really, like I said, I'm not,
Yeah.
and I'm like I said, I'm not even just chatting it. It is a thick.
And Faris knows me. I don't really like desserts. I don't have much of a sweet
You know,
tooth.
I don't like desserts too.
I've drank half this. I'm right to here, and I'm about to down the rest. This I'm taking with me. That's why I've saved it. See that?
See, I
Big
feel
game move.
we might be able to get another one, boys.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Nah, the
Yes,
brothers
yeah.
are proper good, you know. They've been looking after us, so yeah. But I think we'll wrap up there then. Is there
Thank
any
you so
advice or anything you want to give the people?
Just like I said, thank you, boys. Anyone that does come through, just give too hot to handle. Just say you've seen the podcast.
Yeah.
Like I said, what I really want to do is anything that you lot bring across from there,
Yeah.
we'll give something out.
Charity, yeah.
So, and like I said, we'll be on the social media, SaqTheBroker.
Yeah,
Like I said, my office is based in Mortgage Advice Bureau, Great Bar.
Yep.
Find me on Google, find me on TikTok, Instagram. That's all going to be hopefully put in.
We're gonna put the links down in the description, so guys, make sure you follow.
And inshallah, when we do,
Yeah.
and like I'll document it, I'll just put. I'll work with a few charities that I know, a few of my friends that work charities, and we'll set something up for that as well for you guys. And like I said, may Allah give you the blessing for that.
And also,
Yeah.
massive shout out to Stack Shack again.
Yo,
Thank you.
thank you so much for letting us. Beautiful place.
Beautiful.
Great settings, great drinks, great people, great vibes, and I know the food's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So let's wrap it up there. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, we out.
Love.
Respect.
Cheers.